She Angels Foundation. I'm also the podcast host of Invest in Her and an award-winning producer, author, and TEDx speaker. Our show, Invest in Her, features phenomenal female founders and funders. As you know, women receive less than 2% of venture capital funding. Our series is about accelerating the funding of women by connecting them to funding resources. Let's meet today's guest. Welcome to this week's episode of Invest in Her. I'm your host, Catherine Gray, founder of She Angel Investors and co-founder of the She Angels Foundation. And as you know, every week we have on rock stars. And today we have a female who is running her own PR company. She specializes in making your story your brand, which is key, right? Welcome to the show, Amanda Samoyloff of Amanda Samoyloff PR.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
It's actually Samoyloff PR.
Yeah, Samoyloff PR.
Right,
yeah, I didn't go with the full name.
I love that. Well, I mean, I love that, that you're doing what you love and you're so good at it. And you're right. Your story is your brand. And not everybody knows how to tell their story. And yet, everybody has a unique story, right?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody does.
Everybody does. And,
yes.
We kind of met through some mutual clients of yours who I love, a couple that are in my film, Show Her the Money.
Yes.
Which is Kelly Winget.
Winget.
Winget, which is a amazing alternative wealth partners private equity firm. And then Dapper Boy,
Yes.
who has the intersex clothes that are for anybody and everybody, all shapes, all sizes. And Dapper Boy is so cutting edge, and we love Vicky and Therese.
Yes, we do. We love them so much. They're the best.
And then another client of yours that I think is really interesting is Unleashed, which is a new gay film festival and conference in Dallas, right?
Yeah, it's like the very first LGBTQ plus business conference and entertainment festival. So films and cooking demonstrations and then financial panels and things like that.
Right.
So
and great speakers like Kelly Winget.
Yes,
Okay,
there you go.
I got it right.
You did.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yes.
How do you find your clients, or do they find you?
You know what? In the beginning, it was a lot of trying to find clients via Facebook, because there was like a lot of these things that helps women and they connected each other. And so I was did
you look at them and say, they're not telling their story, right?
Yeah.
Is that what happened? I would imagine.
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of stuff, and just aesthetically, even like with their websites and stuff, weren't telling their story or who they were authentically. And so we would go after them and say, hey, listen, give us a chance. And it was about our word and our integrity at first, which obviously was real and right. And we now really, all the clients come to us. So,
right. And you have such a plethora of clients. So I know you work from everybody from celebrities to people that are entrepreneurs in all different facets, profit, nonprofit, right?
Yeah. It's been an interesting road. I mean, I started out in music, right? So I did all of the rock and roll shows and did events and stuff down on the Sunset Strip, and had like a touring music company called Siren Productions with my friend Jessica. And I really kind of figured out that I wanted to do PR back then, but I didn't really know what to call it yet. And so it kind of just developed.
Yeah, you know it was a calling, you knew it was a gift.
Yes.
And you knew it was something you love. And I talk about that on the show all the time about, doing what you love and what your gift is, because not everybody's good at PR or whatever, so you got to find somebody who is. And I feel like you really have fun with it.
I do. I have a lot of fun. I mean, there is obviously a lot of work behind the scenes, but it's rewarding when you get to like see your clients win and be on these awesome, media outlets or, even podcasts and stuff like that. And just seeing them telling their story and getting more comfortable in front of the camera. And it's just really exciting. That process is the best.
So someone might say, Amanda, I want to get my story out there. I want it in Forbes. I want it in Entrepreneur magazine. I want it on the air. I want to be on podcasts. I know you can help them with all of that, but what's the starting point? So someone says, I want to be out there, but I don't quite know how to tell my story. I think that's most people.
Yeah. I mean, well, when we sign a client, the first thing that we do is do a pretty big interview with them that we record. But I think that the thing that we do better is we interview people around them. So their significant others, like somebody in business, someone that's personal to them, people that have worked with them in the past.
Yeah.
Because you can't see the back of your head. You only can tell your story only as much
From
as
your
you know.
perspective.
Yeah. And so
that's fascinating. I like that.
Yeah. So then we get to get all these like things about people, really cool like stories, that really show personality and endurance and love that they don't really share about themselves. And so by
people
doing
are
that,
shy to share it, and they might not even be aware of it, right?
Exactly.
It's always interesting to hear how other people see you.
Which is kind of nerve-wracking for them at first when we're like, we're going to interview people and you're not going to be a part of it because we don't want them to
No, and I like that you're not having to come up with your story, but other people around you who have seen your journey.
Yeah.
I like that. It's almost like fascinating to see what people have to say about you and your journey. And I think people tend to see us in a way that we don't see ourselves.
Absolutely.
Like, I know I've had people say, wow, you did this or that. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Really? I think we do, especially people that do a lot. We kind of forget about the things we do. And then people remind us. And that is part of our story.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're doing so many things, you don't even stop to smell the roses or count your blessings, and all the things that you've accomplished. And a lot of times when I have people on the show and they're recounting all the things that they've done, I think I kind of see them light up like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that I've done all these things. Because it's not often that we take an accounting of what we've done throughout our whole life, right?
Right. And I find it more true to women. When a lot of the women clients just do not see, they just see the next step in front of them because they're always battling. They're always trying to get ahead.
Yeah.
So I think that they just don't look at the past. And so they're constantly like going forward. And it's really interesting to see them like light up and be like, oh yeah, I am this amazing person already. It's already there. It's not like I'm going to make you amazing. You are amazing. That's the story, right? And so that's what we find and we dig it up and it's so exciting. And then we can put a whole media sheet together with their bios and their stories and, kind of aim them to what kind of photography they should have and, consult with them on like how they want to present themselves even aesthetically, right? Because that's part of it too.
Absolutely. And I love that about you and your PR business is that I've taken note that you make your clients rock stars.
Yes.
You do.
We try, yes.
You do. And so, like, just Kelly, for example, I love her headshots. I love her whole persona that I pick up in her photographs that are her PR and her story and how you've, positioned her in business magazines and things. And, it says rock star all over it. And, that's what people need. They need a champion like you to put their story together.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's really fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's really fun. I mean, I guess it goes back to being starting in music with rock stars, right? And so being able to give like people that are doing really big things and they're in the corporate world, that rock star experience is really fun. It's like, they're like, really? Oh, I can do that? You're like, yes, you can.
Yeah, no, and I like that. And it's so true what you just said, your background being in entertainment and in music. And it really is giving that rock star status to people in business. And for me, people in business are the rock stars.
Yes.
I was with a friend the other day and I said, typically you go to the Beverly Hills Polo Lounge and people are all excited to see celebrities. And I saw the woman from Facebook, oh gosh, don't tell me I'm going to forget her name, that was the head of Facebook.
I don't know.
Lean forward, lean in. We all know her.
Yeah. It was like...
How embarrassing, I can't remember her name.
It's okay.
But anyway, I was so excited to see her.
Yes.
And her name will come to me, everybody. And I was like, oh my God, to me, she's a rock star, a business rock star.
Yeah.
And so I went over and said hello. And meanwhile, everybody else in the room, I think, wanted to talk to whatever, entertainment celebrity was in the room. But business people in my book, and to a lot of people, the business people are the rock stars.
Well, I think that's the way forward. And I think that that's kind of what's happening. And it's starting to really like drive forward. And I'm seeing that the people that are corporate, the people that are businesses are becoming rock stars, especially with social media. They're up there giving tips, advice. People want to follow them. They want to like lead a life like theirs. So you start to see that more and more with social media rather than actually, putting celebrities really on a pedestal as much. Or at least maybe it's because that's just in my niche now that I'm seeing it that way. But I definitely appreciate that that's the way that things are turning.
Right.
So.
Maybe Tony will Google that for us. Oh, so there it is. Sheryl Sandberg.
Oh,
Hello.
there you go. Hello.
She's a rock star.
Yes, she is.
Sheryl Sandberg. Thank you, Tony. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of people I want to meet. I think a lot of women in my circle that are successful businesswomen or women in venture capital, they want to meet, these rock stars like Kelly Winget and like Dawn LaFrida, who's in the film, Show Her the Money, our film, that's about women getting into venture capital.
Yes.
And so, those are the people that women want to meet. That we want to hear their stories.
Yeah.
I love in the movie, we tell Dawn's story. What an incredible story.
It's amazing.
A woman who started with absolutely nothing. Now she is the biggest restaurant owner in the country.
It's incredible.
This is the kind of stories we want to hear. We want to hear people's stories, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if people wanted to work with you, how does that work? And can you share any other stories of people that you had an opportunity to work with? They weren't telling their story, but you were able to really put it together. Is there some you want to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, okay. So I would say, like, even with Dapper Boy, they had their story kind of there, like when we first started with them. And so we were able to really develop it deeper. Also to bring Charisse to the front because she was kind of in the back. And so,
which is Vicky's wife.
Yes. That's
wonderful woman.
Yeah, and they're both the co-founders of Dapper Boy. But it was, Charisse wanted to stay in the background because she was kind of nervous about her story, right? She didn't even think she had one really. And so over the course of the last 7 to 8 months, we're talking through all these things. Now she's on podcasts. And so
I
now,
just heard them on a podcast yesterday. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad Charisse is on there too.
Yeah.
So that was your doing.
Yeah. I mean, she was really hesitant at first, but now she's loving it. And it's really nice to see her blooming because I think Vicky's very strong on her own, but like with Charisse together up there, I mean, it really showcases both. Both partners. Also as, moms, their different roles and how they support each other and all the different things. And they're both so brilliant. And so
they are rock stars.
Yeah. So their story is really starting to unfold and it's really exciting. They have a thing coming out tomorrow, like a music video, which will, by the time you send this
I got
out.
a sneak peek.
You did?
Yeah, I
good.
did.
Yeah.
But it'll be out and it is incredible. Everybody's going to have to look it up on YouTube.
Yes, you will.
The
And
Dapper
actually,
Boy dance video.
Yes,
kind of
it's
awesome.
really good. And the Advocate is actually putting out today as an exclusive too. So it's exciting to have these really big moments and see wins. And that's kind of what we do. And so if people want to...
And most entrepreneurs, they don't know how to get themselves in magazines like that or, on media. And so that's what they need you for.
Yeah, I mean, it is relentless. I mean, I could put a playbook together and say, these are the steps to do it. But I mean, again, it's hard. And a lot of people don't want to pitch themselves. It's really difficult. Even like for myself, trying to be like, this is about me. It's even though it's my profession, trying to tell my story is really difficult.
Oh, it's always easier to tell someone.
Yeah, you're like, I've got this. But then it's me. I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. But yeah, so I feel that. And I love that. And I love that people are vulnerable, that they trust us to tell their stories and to get real and to, just believe that we are going to hold their truth, with so much love and grace and protect them out in the world of messaging too.
Yeah, and who doesn't want a woman that says that, that wants to portray your truth and your grace? I mean, I think that's why women love working with women. I think that's why men love working with women.
Right.
Because we have a different perspective, even in the PR world.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
and
definitely.
so, well, I think you're amazing, and I love when I see all the things happening for my friends around me that are utilizing Samoyloff PR.
Yes.
And I think you're a pleasure to work with, and that anybody looking to up their game and tell their story needs to reach out to you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so they can find you on LinkedIn.
Yes, they can find me on LinkedIn, Amanda
Let's
Samoyloff.
spell your last name, because some people will just be listening and not watching.
Yeah.
So Amanda, and then Samoyloff. Hope you got that.
Yes.
And your website.
It's www.samoyloffpr.com. So SAMOYLOFFPR.com.
Love it. Love
Yes.
it. And then, of course, I take it you're on Instagram and
Yeah, everything
else?
is, Samoyloff PR, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, although we're just starting to get into that,
Yeah.
But we're all over those
yeah, I
places.
haven't ventured into the TikTok yet either. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, well, please reach out to Amanda Samoyloff. She's wonderful. You can tell her your story. She can help you to brand it. Of course, you can find us at sheangelinvestors.com. We also have a website for the movie now. It's called showherthemoneymovie.com, of course. And you can find me on LinkedIn. Please reach out. Visit our website, sheangelinvestors.com, and you can find us on Instagram, Catherine Gray, Invest in Her. We are so happy to have had Amanda on today with a wealth of resource and information for all of you out there listening. Be sure to check her out, and thank you for joining us. Make it a great week.